Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2023 Honda HR-V LX. Up front is a 2.0 liter inline 4 and down below is a CVT. Now I am super excited to be driving this HR-V because I am trying to bring more affordable vehicles to my YouTube channel. There are plenty of options for people looking for new cars and I think the HR-V is one of the best. So I'm excited to share those reasons with you today. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com, where you can buy stickers and other merchandise when it becomes available. You can also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you get a video of your car, just like the one you're watching right now, this HR-V. And you can read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 2 liter under the hood. Well, there's only one engine and transmission offered here in the HR-V in the United States, and that is the 2 liter inline 4, which is a K-series engine paired to the CVT. It makes 158 horsepower and is far from knocking your socks off. However, it actually is very, very good. The reason for that is that Honda has been using the K-series of engines since the early 2000s. Although they're not power monsters, they are reliable, and that's something that you're going to want to take note of in this segment of car. Honda's 1.5 turbos are having some oil dilution issues, so if you want reliability, you got to go with the 2 liter, and that's what the HR-V delivers. Like I said, paired to it is a CVT, again the only transmission offered here in the new HR-V, and it's fine. Honda has had decent reliability with their CVTs, especially compared to their competitors across the table at Subaru and of course Nissan. So you can't really escape the CVT, but I don't really mind it. It does the job, and for a get-around car, it works. And that's what I need this vehicle to do. Now, last but not least, one of the only options this vehicle has is all-wheel drive. So you can find LXs in front-wheel drive. However, for $1,500 extra, you can opt for all-wheel drive, of which on this incredibly snowy day, I am happy to have the all-wheel drive. So how does it feel to actually drive the HR-V? Well, it's not a mind-blowing experience, but it is comfortable and it is pretty easy to drive. Visibility out the front is very good. The steering is not too heavy and not too light. Throttle's good, shifting is fine. It's overall a pretty decent experience. You don't buy an HR-V to try to dominate Camaros and Mustangs at drag week. So as long as you understand what you're getting yourself into, I think you'll be happy with how it drives. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 2 gauges and some added info. Off to the left is my tachometer as well as my range, and I can actually customize this little gauge right here, which I really like. And off to the right, I do have my speedometer. Of course, this is a physical gauge. However, I like that they matched it to the digital gauge off to the left. I think it all looks really, really nice together. On the steering wheel, off to the left, I have my skip track, volume, source, home, scroll, and voice commands. And off to the right, I have my adaptive cruise control options. This has Honda sensing as well as lane keep assist. The overall look and feel of the steering wheel is really nice. Pleasantly enjoy that. And off to the left, I have a climate control vent and my traction control off. Moving on to the door, I have my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows, of which only the driver's window is automatic. And then moving into the center, I get a little infotainment screen. This is smaller than a lot of other Hondas you'll find, like the Pilot and the Odyssey, and of course the CR-V. However, I think it functions pretty well. It does have wired Apple CarPlay, does not have wireless, unfortunately. And this is what the backup camera looks like. I'm not over the moon with the quality of the backup camera, but I do like the fact that Honda gives you several different views if you would like a more fisheye lens or a more straightforward lens. I like that they give you those options, and they do that on all of their vehicles. Down below, we have 2 climate control vents as well as the hazard switch, and I like that the vent goes all the way across the dash. The same design cue can be found now in the Honda Civic and Honda Accord. And then we get the climate controls. No dual zone, unfortunately. However, we do have temperature off to the left, fan speed in the center, where to send it off to the right, and it's doing a very, very pleasant job on this snowy, cold morning. Then we have a little cubby with a USB-A charger, as well as this is to plug in for the Apple CarPlay. And then we have cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2023 Honda HR-V LX. And just like the HR-V Sport, unfortunately, it fails the big friggin' bottle test. I wish it didn't. A lot of modern Hondas actually do pass, but the HR-V, unfortunately, does not. Then we come up to the shifter. I can put it down into sport as well as low. I missed that on the first time around when I reviewed the HR-V. There is a sport mode, which will simulate holding on to gears longer. Basically, it'll hold on to those ratios a little bit longer, give you a little bit better performance in a straight line. And then we do have drive modes. So we have Econ, Normal, and Snow. Pretty self-explanatory for those three. I have hill descent control as well as my power parking brake and brake hold. Brake hold being one of my favorite features in modern cars. Down below those buttons, we actually have some added cubby space. Kind of looks interesting. It makes the drive mode area look like a bridge. And I get 2 more USB-A ports down there. Really, really like that touch. Then I do get a center console with absolutely nothing inside. Not a charger, not a light, not nothing. And then we got to talk about the seats. The seats are cloth. The LX is the base model of the HR-V, so you're not going to get anything fancy-dancy inside. However, they are comfortable enough. They do the job. And although they're unremarkable, sometimes that's a good thing when it comes to seats. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2023 Honda HR-V LX, and first of all, I fit fantastically back here. Way better than the CX-30, way better than the Toyota Corolla Cross, I would say, although it's kind of close in my mind. I don't have them side by side, but from what I remember, this is more space than that. I'm 5'11", not a small guy, and I fit normally. However, with the back seats, you're gonna start to notice that this is a base model, so the features are rather sparse. I don't get anything in the center, although it looks like there's cutouts like there would be vents, but there's not. I get power windows. I get these weird touch lights in the ceiling. They look straight up pulled out of like a private jet from 2002. Interesting there. I don't even get a center console. Now going up to the Sport that I reviewed, that also didn't get a center console in the back. So par for the course, I guess, for the HR-V. But although there aren't many features back here, it is comfortable for a full-size adult to sit back here, and that is very, very hard to find in this segment. A lot of its competitors don't do the back seats nearly as well as the HR-V, and I've always praised them for that, and I will continue to praise Honda for that. Let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the HR-V. I apologize. I did not realize it was snowing today. But coming back here, not too much to write home about. We do get this 12-volt outlet, and the owner, Franco, actually left this power inverter to show how he mounted it. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So now you can plug in regular household plugs over there. I also do get the Honda First Aid Kit. Always love seeing that. But really, really nice space back here, especially, again, in this segment. I think it's better space than the CX-30. Come up here, you can open up for some extra storage, and it's made of foam. This is like a really hard foam. So if stuff's rattling around back here, that foam is going to help insulate the sound so it's not so blaring when things are rolling side to side. Really, really like that. But overall, not crazy features back here, just like the back seat. However, I really, really like the space. Now we got to talk about the looks, and this is one of my favorite parts of the redesigned HR-V. The HR-V is all new for 2023. They launched mid-season last year in 2022 for the 2023 model year, and I think that they look so much better than the outgoing HR-V. It really, truly is impressive. I think it looks cut. I think it looks angular. I think it looks muscular and aggressive and nice, and it looks more expensive than it might let out to be. Like I said, the LX is the base model, so looking good, doesn't cost a whole lot of coin. But now let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the base model of the Honda HR-V from 2023? Well, like I mentioned earlier, I've already reviewed the Sport model, which is the mid-trim of the new HR-V. But this is the LX. This is the more affordable. And when I say more affordable, you're looking at about $30,000 for this vehicle. Now, dealer markups might be here, there, or elsewhere, but get in your head, $30,000. What can you also buy for $30,000? Well, there's the Mazda CX-5/CX-30. There's the Toyota Corolla Cross and Toyota RAV4. You're going to get into that area. Or if you want to go down to sedans, the Toyota Camry hybrid that I drove was $30,000. The new Accord was $32,000. But over the sedans, this does have nicer perks. It does have a lot more cargo space than the Accord or Camry. It sits up higher. All-wheel drive is optional, where on the Accord it is not. It is on the Camry, but the Accord currently does not have an all-wheel drive offer. The back seats are fantastic. I really think that this is one of the best sized vehicles in terms of someone that doesn't have a 13-person family. If it's just you and a significant other, and one kid, this is going to be a perfect size for you. And that's another reason why I wanted to drive this, because since the last time I drove the new HR-V, I've driven not only the Corolla Cross, but I've also driven the older CR-Vs, a first and second gen CR-V. And what I loved about those cars was that they were small, they were scrappy, they were happy and fun. And the CR-V, as much as I do like that product, I really, really do, it's gotten so much bigger. Now the HR-V is slotted in below the CR-V and has sort of taken the reins in terms of that small SUV segment. This is a compact SUV, but that's not a bad thing. I like the size of it. I like how it's nimble and chuckable. I can park it in a parking space and not have to worry. If you live in a city or congested area, you don't have to figure out parking. And you pair all of that, you pair that awesome sizing with a reliable 2-liter, probably one of the most reliable engines in this segment. I've heard good things about the CVT. I don't really have any issues or worries there. The more you look at it, the more you realize that it is really, truly a slam dunk. And that's why I wanted to drive the LX, because it is affordable, it is normal, but I really, truly think it's pretty great. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Franco for letting me take out his HR-V. I was really excited to get behind the wheel. Franco has been absolutely awesome to work with, and I can't thank him enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.